So this is going to be fun. Gagan Kochar, is that right way to pronounce it? Kochar?
That's correct. Kochar. Yeah, that's right.
You know, you are one of the people in my organization I talk to the most. We are almost on the phone. I don't know, 24/7. You and me. Sort of. I think there is probably, I don't know how many conversations we have a day, and then we have meetings with customers over video. So we've never met in person, which is kind of funny. But I still feel that I know you anyway, Gagan.
Yep, absolutely. Same here. I probably talk to you the most in my life these days as well.
Yes, sort of. My wife's sort of starting to get worried that who's this Gagan? No. But it's been great, Gagan. I just actually interviewed Samar as well, and I know you work closely together, and it's great. You both joined us in May, wasn't it? In the middle of the pandemic or the quarantine in India.
That's correct. First May.
Yeah, in May. So how has it been, Gagan, being with Crunchfish? It's you because you're also on Amex. I don't know how many, 20 odd years at American Express, isn't it?
That's correct. So yeah, 20 years, 21 years with Amex, and in between about 2 years at Visa as well. So I guess the combination kind of gave me a good background in the payments industry, enough to understand that Crunchfish has a great future in the payments industry, definitely, because unlike companies, the banking side where I've always worked, I think what I've found is banking is very conservative in their approach, right? If you have a system, that's how it keeps going, until the next new system comes. But when I joined Crunchfish, what I really liked was the fact that we could pivot so easily, right? And technology was almost at the at beck and call, and it was probably to the requirement of the partner or the customer that we could make it available, and that's what I really love about Crunchfish.
Yeah, you mean simply that we are agile, and then we listen to what they need, and then if we have to, we tweak maybe the product a little bit. Is that what you simply that we do that? Whereas in the banking sector, you build a system and then you wait until the next generation comes along.
It's also about taking fast decisions. I think the organization Crunchfish is very flat. You as the CEO are very easily approachable. I think from that perspective, there is no hierarchy, and it's very difficult to find it in the financial sector. And that's what I really love about working with you and Crunchfish per se. That you're just an arm's length away.
Yeah. No, and I know. We as we said, we do talk a lot, but it's been good, because I think for me right now in the pandemic, I think some people here are worried that or we will never make it in India, because they read in the news that there is a pandemic going on, and they know I probably can't travel, which I probably can't, but there's so much that can be done remotely. And I just talked to Samar, and he was saying, well, all meetings almost right now on video anyway, and that makes me almost in India, because you can't be closer to the customer than I can, and I can be part of all the meetings easily.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think the pandemic's actually made it easier for us to talk to our customers, reach out to people. People are far more approachable, and distances are short. It's as short as probably the next video call, right? Yeah. Who could have thought that we could have connected with the CTO of such a large network, in a day's time? It's difficult to find time for a face-to-face meeting. You have to plan, but for a video call, it's just that hour that one has to take out.
Yeah, I think if we just look at that for business travels, I think the pandemic has changed this forever. I don't think we will go back, because personally I love India. I came first time in February, so I really want to go back, simply because of getting into the whole ambience of India. But to do a business trip for a meeting, you know, I had one guy who wanted to meet a CEO up in Stockholm. I said, no, I won't go. No way. I'll do a video call, because you save so much time and you save so much money in a way. A video call is free, and you know, you don't waste a day for a meeting.
Yeah. I think you know, in business development and sales, we were always worried earlier that, you know, we couldn't form relationships without meeting people face to face. But you know, my personal beliefs have changed completely in the last couple of months. I have established good relationships with folks I've never met, right?
Like me,
you know, you and I, we talk so much, like, right? I wouldn't have thought that face to face could be so dispensable.
Yeah,
you know, to that extent. But there are a lot of bankers out there. My wife, for instance, like, she works for a global organization here, and she has almost daily calls throughout the day, and you know, customers just don't see any difference between seeing her face to face or, you know, over a call.
Yeah, no, it certainly it's sort
so
of
it's easier.
Yeah, it has changed. So Gagan, let's go into a little bit what you and I talk about, because both you and me, we're pretty excited at the moment, because we do see a great future for the little fish of Sweden. And what is your feeling? What's so attractive do you think about Crunchfish? I would say, let's start with the Indian market, which is big enough with 1.4 billion people almost.
Yeah. So I think in the Indian market, the pandemic has changed a lot for the people, right? People who were spending so much in cash earlier are moving to digital transactions. People of all ages, I would say, are using mobile phones, cards, much more than before, right? To that extent, an year back, UPI, which is the real-time payments platform for India, actually was doing about 1 billion transactions last October. This is per month, right? Is doing about 2 billion transactions in this October. I'm like, that's almost 100% growth in just a year's time. I guess that's put a lot of pressure on the bank servers in India, to the extent that today banks are finding it hard to cope with the kind of traffic that the digital payments are generating. To my mind, that itself is an indicator enough for the banking industry that something has to change. Either they have to, you know, come up with bigger servers, better processes, or they probably have to look for solutions like Crunchfish, which are ingenious and solve the problem at probably, you know, much smaller cost and minimal change, I would say. So that's my feeling, that, you know, overall, the pandemic's actually been beneficial for the country. You know, as things move from cash to digital payments, the cost of processing this, both for the banks, the central bank, as well as the government, would come down. But definitely, it will have an impact on the technology side, right? There would be no more demand for cloud processing, more demand for servers. And somewhere these kind of ingenious solutions will definitely help, and should ideally be something that the banks should look forward to, as well as the payment services.
Yeah. No, I feel, you know, we have one, you know, we have one deck. I think you were laughing that I said to you, I can do it in my sleep now, because I've done it, I don't know, 4 times now in just a couple of days now. But it resonates. It's great actually to present it. It's fun because you talk to the you know, really the payment experts of some of these organizations, or it could be the CEO or the founder of some of these organizations you talk to, and they are they're just absorbing it, and they say, well, great, how can we integrate? And it's certainly promising.
Yeah. No, absolutely it is. I'm like, I didn't actually believe that in such a short span of time, we would be able to talk to so many people, get so much and generate so much interest from the banking folks who typically, the good part is, the way we have designed, or I would say redesigned the solution is that it's moving away from just being a proprietary solution to something that talks actually to the existing banking systems, the network systems, and pretty much EMB compliant. So at the acquirer end, there is very little change, or even similarly at a network end, there is very little change that needs to be done for the solution to be implemented. And I think that's what is exciting the bankers and the payment services, that they just need to make the change at the payment service. Nothing on the accepting side has to be changed.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think we found our that we have a very strong solution, that we have something on the payer side, a wallet, and then we could have something on the receiving side, like a verifier that can verify it. But that's sort of our, we all deal with that step, that we can do an offline settlement. So there will be an instant settlement. The merchant can let go of the customer for the goods and services that they have purchased. But that's what we do, and that's what we do in such a great way. And then we connect to the settlement system. If it's card, or if it's central bank money, or if it's instant payment, or we don't really care, or if it's a wallet for that matter as well. Sort of just we are just agnostic to whatever they would throw at us. We can integrate with anything.
Yeah. No, and I think the time has come for offline payments, in the sense that so far people have got used to the minor delay that is there, and sometimes the dropout that happens when one is attempting an offline payment, and especially in situations like basements, at tolls which are on highways, even otherwise at a typical kirana shop, where one is attempting a transaction once, twice, but realizing that your network is probably just not available. And why should such a transaction be network dependent? I would feel that there should be an easier solution where money should be, it should be money, should be like it's like in your wallet, right? Being able to pull it out, give it to the store in the blink of an eye. And I think that's what an offline
cash goes digital, a payment pandemic.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. Cash is great. I think it's the best means of payment, really, but it just needs to be represented now in digital form. Then I think that's gonna be better than sliced bread. I think we talked about yesterday, sort of. So that would be fun.
Yeah. And the other thing, which comes to my mind is, that there are so many organizations which are attempting the same thing, right? And there could be an opportunity perhaps for a cooperative kind of an approach, right? Where different technologies could be integrated. Everybody has a certain strength, right? If we were to cooperate with other organizations and work together with the networks, I think the outcome could be far larger. And after all, we are all aiming to make the payment simple for everybody, payments faster for everybody. So I think the industry is at the cusp of a payment revolution, I would say, with the offline coming in. So I think this is the right time for everybody to cooperate and move forward.
Yeah, and I absolutely agree. And some of the meetings we've had just in the last couple of days have talked to some of those organizations that they come with their piece of the puzzle, just like we do. And I think they do fit very well together. And for us, being a new entrant here, it's sort of great just to piggyback on all that infrastructure or install base that they've already done. But I think they are happy integrating with us because we do come with a pretty important piece.
Yeah. No, and not just that. I'm like, look at it today. Cards probably get accepted at maybe 5 million merchants at the most. But if you look at real-time payments, they are accepted across 15 to 20 million merchants, right? Now, what if cards could be accepted at all these places where real-time payments are being accepted? It will open up a plethora of opportunities for the card networks. So I think, to my mind, any solution that kind of brings together the strengths of these two platforms, cards and real-time payments, is, and I think that's what probably Crunchfish is bringing to the table.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think we could be that. I think you said that we're not just offline payment, we are like an offline switch, which could sort of alternate between the card rail as well as the instant payment rail, really, which is a kind of a cool thing to do. You have your balance on your phone, but it's you could use either a really type of rail to pay. Yeah, no, it's interesting. I have to ask you, because I actually looked up, because I knew I was going to have this interview, and it was actually really nice. I read about Sikhism, sort of because anyone who see you in this interview, because we don't have many Sikhs in Sweden, and you just, I must say, it talked about that the man and woman should focus on equality already in, I think, the 16th century, so far ahead of many others. Sweden is supposed to be quite an equal society between men and women, but we didn't give our women sort of voting rights until 1917. And but just tell me a little bit about your, 25 million seats, most in India, I read. So yeah, 2.5 times more than the Swedes.
Yeah. So Sikhs are a very simple, probably the most modern religion in India, probably maybe even the world, is Sikhism, right? Because Sikhism was established maybe in 16th odd century, but over the time, I think Sikhs have kind of established some sort of a brand of their own, because we wear this turban. I think we can easily be recognized from a distance. But yes, we do carry this spirit in our minds, which is like a flame, which basically says that it's all about it's all about taking truth. It's all about sharing what you have. It's all about maybe even earning through hard work. That's what Sikhism is all about. So they say that if you believe in one God, and if you earn through hard work, and if you share what you have, I think you are a true Sikh. Everything else, whether it's about wearing this turban or anything else, is purely a symbol and purely for a person to be recognized, as a Sikh. But otherwise, those are the basic tenets of Sikhism. And once you start following that, I think simply your life truly changes, because you then are not afraid of death, because that's the other tenet that we have. That death is not. It's not the end. It's the beginning of another birth, right? So per se, Sikhism, when it came about, we evolved out of Hindus, and we took probably the best from 25 million Sikhs. So
for me at least, it stopped here. You said we evolved out of Hindu and we took the best, but then the recording stopped. So if you could repeat what you just said, it was a freeze for about 5-10 seconds, really, Gaga.
Yeah. So I said, see, we evolved out of Hindus, right? Our gurus are our spiritual teachers. So our first guru, Guru Nanak, actually was a Hindu himself, and we had 10 gurus, right? So the first 9 gurus were all Hindus. They just can you hear me?
Yeah, we heard this, that you had 10 gurus. The first 9 were all Hindus, and then the 10th one, which was the last one, I think. I've read about that as well. But this is where we lost you.
So the last guru, Guru Gobind Singh, actually was a warrior, and he he fought wars. He created the image that we are in, which is wearing the turban and having the the name Singh, in our name.
Means lion. I read, doesn't it? Now I think it broke again a little bit for you, Gagan. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, maybe it's my network which is kind of creating a problem.
Well, we have to accept some disturbances. That's sort of what Crunchfish is solving for, connectivity. So I think we're just illustrating how it is in India. But it does Singh mean lion? I read that. Is that right in Punjabi?
It is. It means lion, and basically, when the 10th Guru passed away fighting, and so did his sons. The Guru established a holy book called the Guru Granth Sahib, which is now our Guru. I'm sorry, just give me a second. Let me see if I can change my network.
Yeah.
I don't know for what reason this is. Joachim, is this better?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were saying that you had a the 10th Guru was a warrior, and he created this book, which is I think is now there's no more human gurus, but the book itself is the guru, isn't it?
Yeah. So the book teaches us the path to life, and the book contains the teachings of all the 10 gurus, as well as a lot of spiritual leaders of that time. So that book is actually therefore our guide, and you kind of then use it for all. So we don't have a fire in our, unlike the Hindu ceremony where in the marriage there's a fire around which the couple goes around 7 times. We go around the holy book to get married, and that's how it works. So it is it's the symbol as well as the center of our universe.
Are you born into Sikhism, or are you or does people convert into Sikhism today, or how does it work?
So either ways, I'm like, there are very few people who convert into Sikhism. Most people are born into it, but there was a time when every Hindu family would make their eldest son a Sikh, and that the eldest son was supposed to be the protector and the leader and the head of the family. So he wore a turban and he became a Sikh. Over a period of time, those Sikhs who were created from the Hindu families actually made their own children as Sikhs. So all their children as Sikhs. So that's how the religion came about.
Yeah. So making your eldest child a Sikh, I think it was son. I think you said. It was almost like this is sort of, as you said, the protector. That means, I think, I guess in their culture, the Sikhs were sort of having some sort of special status then. Would you say
That's
that?
Correct.
When this
That's
happened?
correct. That's correct. So they were like, in a way, they were seen as, in the north of India, in Punjab and the areas around that place, they were seen as, the protectors, the fighters, and that's how the image was projected. I think over the years, even till now, if there is somebody, a Sikh in a fight, the Sikh tends to take the leadership role and kind of settles the differences.
So what? Tell me what. This is exciting. I think. So what does it mean for Crunchfish to have a Sikh hero on, close by on the team? Because Art of War really there is sort of a, I don't know. I don't like to really see myself as a fighter, but in some sense you are fighting, for business, and you are doing your best, playing, I think, fair. Yes, as you said, but it's still some sort of fight going on. And what would it mean for us to have a Sikh as you part of the team, Gagan?
So I still think that Crunchfish is still in a blue ocean where we are defining the market, right, for offline payments. But as we move forward, there would be competition. There would be other people who would come out with technology like us. We will obviously need to keep evolving, as things move forward. So I think there would always be a need for that drive to continuously change. And I think as we move from the blue to the red ocean, I think we'll need to prepare ourselves for that as well.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. And I think so far so good. And I know some of the innovations we've made have, I think, come about in some of our conversations, Gagan. I think you mentioned something, and I've sort of took that to heart, and I came back to you, and I think it's some of the things where we are right now wouldn't have happened without I think a Sikh in India then protecting us and finding out what to do in the market.
Yeah, I believe a lot in destiny, and there must be a reason why I'm in Crunchfish. So yeah. Let's make sure that those reasons are known.
What's our destiny, do you think? What's Crunchfish destiny if you would be allowed to look sort of 5 years or 10 years ahead? What do you see?
I think, Crunchfish, to me, the way I look at it, the organization is future-proof. The way you and the leaders have designed the organization, the way, everybody participates in decision-making, in changing the way, things are looked at, pivoting around new customer requirements, creating new solutions as we meet customers. I think there's definitely no looking back, as we move forward. And I think the time has come that, with this offline solution, once this takes off, there will be many more products that Crunchfish will bring to market alone and in partnership with other players. And I think that's where, that there's so much more to be delivered. I think it's just the beginning, I would say.
Yeah, no, I agree. No, it's very early days. We're still waiting, and I guess we feel we are close to do this proof of concept and to do pilots really, and then as some people would say, the fun starts. I personally think that this is the fun part when you're creating something from nothing, which we are really up to now. But I guess there will be a lot of success when you start replicating what you've done to hundreds of customers. So I don't know. You seem to be sort of someone who can do both parts, Gagan. I'm really a person who is sort of 0 to 1, taking nothing to something. But then being in sales as you've been, you have to be skilled at doing it not just one time, but you have to prove that, or you sell that again hundreds of times. What sort of what characters you? That's sort of today's interview with Robert Ekström. I don't know if you have had a chance to see it yet, but we talked about 0 to 1 and 1 to N in that interview.
No, so in my career, I've had the opportunity of having brought new deals to life, as well as having managed, very large strategic clients and, creating opportunities out of existing businesses as well. So I think for me, the 0 to 1 is very exciting, but I think it's far more difficult to take that 1 to N, because that's when the real, strength of the solution, the strength of the organization comes out. Actually, that's you face far more difficulties, and that's like I was saying, that's the time when you're facing the most competition as well, because that's the red ocean. People already know what you can deliver, and now they come up with stuff which kind of competes with you, and now you have to pivot again. So you pivoted when you brought the new solution to the table, and now you have to pivot again to survive. So I think
but you've seen us. We pivot quickly. So we if the ocean gets too red, we jump out and find ours a new pond, which is blue.
Yeah. No, but I think this is the time. We are not just creating ponds; we are creating oceans.
Yeah.
So when we create our own ocean, anybody who comes there swims in our ocean, and that might, to my mind, is an achievement by itself.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. Hey, Gagan, I think it's been great, and I'm really happy. We will continue to talk. I know we have a call in just, I think it is 2:00 my time, and I guess that will be 6:30 your time. Another one of those exciting calls. So let's have that. This is the second interview of the Theme Week India. We've had Samar on Monday, then you, and then on Christmas Day, We will surprise everybody having Dhruv, our
Yeah.
sort of Indian top model, and he will joy us for in Sweden for Christmas, really. But you don't celebrate much Christmas, no? There's no, or is there time off, or is this just no? It just continues.
So I was just maybe you can switch the recording off.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I can do that if you want to. So, shall we end the call right now then?
No, that's fine. So I was actually just talking to Guru, and I happened to kind of just ask him as to how that request was going, and he said it's doubtful that this it'll happen soon. So I said, this is Christmas time, and we believe in miracles. So he was laughing. I just said, see, we are not Christians, but we do believe in Christmas.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. Now let's see what we can. What could happen there? I think that's certainly a sort of a very exciting avenue, sort of. No, but Gagan, thanks so much for being on the team. I'll meet you in a few hours again for another meeting, and take care, and keep up the great work you're doing. It's we're very happy to have a lion on our team in India.
Thank you. Okay. It's a pleasure to be on your team. All right.
Cheers. Take care. Cheers.